It's a lot. It's good, bro.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room, all the allegations. Are you attracted to men or women?
It depends on my mood, my vibe.
Is it true that you've had sexual relations with Meek Mill?
I can't tell you that.
Nicki Minaj has remained completely silent throughout the ongoing Meek Mill and Diddy controversy. But that silence might be the most powerful move yet, after Jaguar Wright publicly claimed that Nicki was the source behind the now infamous audio, allegedly capturing Meek and Diddy in a compromising situation online. Investigators quickly began piecing things together, and the evidence doesn't seem to favor Meek Mill at all.
One of the best critiques anyone has ever given me, and that critique actually came from.
While Nicki has made no official statements, the timing of everything is raising serious questions. The way it's playing out, it almost feels calculated, like Nicki may have been holding on to this piece of information for years, waiting for the exact right moment to dismantle Meek's carefully constructed public image.
When you saw this lawsuit that made it seem as if perhaps Diddy and Meek Mill had sex.
I mean, to each their own, and why would they not have sex when they're gay rappers?
They.
Do you think Meek Mill's gay?
Robbing Diddy is terrifying, because what if he's there? You break down the door, he's butt naked on the couch. Meek Mill sitting on his lap, just petting him like a Maltese cat.
A calculated silence can speak louder than any post or tweet. This comes as Meek tries to reshape the narrative, positioning himself as someone manipulated by Diddy.
They're real bad. They get to calling each other all kinds of crazy names. This corny dude starts spitting on. I said, yo, you crazy and shit. I told him right then and there, you lost your mind. Man, I put her out in the woods.
What do you think about the undercover community?
I think that if you roll in undercover, right, there's no need to, because I think the opportunities are endless.
Hero stood shoulder to shoulder with Meek Mill.
I'm at a point in my life, like, we all grew up in the streets, and we try to be better, but they labeled us felons, sent us back to jail. I had to fight against that the whole time to gain my respect and be who I am today. And I'm proud of that.
But if it's true that Nicki released the audio, then she knows firsthand how far things may have gone. That detail alone shifts the entire conversation. It's no longer just about viral clips or cryptic messages. It's about potential long-term fallout.
Oh, we out Jersey somewhere in the woods. Nigga put her out the house, it's dark and shit. I had to go out there and get her. She cried right here. Am I lying, Nicki? Ask Meek's sister. She was there, and her baby father. He was there too. Am I lying, y'all? His mom was there. His mom, yo, I ain't lying.
Put that out there. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Caliban.
And if Nicki finally decides to speak up, this could mark the beginning of the end for Meek's credibility in the public eye.
Coming out of this week was a producer that worked with Diddy named Lil Rod, did a lawsuit. And in that lawsuit, he alleged a lot of things. One of which is that he was slipped one of the famous drinks that Diddy does, and then he woke up feeling like something had happened to him during the night. I can't say the word on YouTube, but people know what I'm talking about. And he also alleged that Meek Mill and Diddy had a relationship, a sexual relationship. I wanted to see if you had read any of this, or if you had any reaction to people actually coming out now and saying that Diddy does stuff with men, that's not just the Cassies and the escorts and whatnot.
Well, yeah. You know, I love y'all when y'all act like this on YouTube, like y'all haven't been hearing Reggie Wright speak on this stuff. I told y'all, I said, real soon, it's gonna start coming out about men, because Puffy is not paying for male escorts, ordering up male escorts, if he's not doing it for his enjoyment. you only order up female escorts and other females. If you get down like that, you don't be ordering up no male unless you want that male with you. So for all the others acting shocked and surprised, I said somebody's gonna come out and expose him real soon. And of course, that's what's happening. It's unfortunate that stuff like that happened to people. I know y'all believe in that Illuminati stuff. I don't believe in Illuminati. I'm gonna tell y'all up front. And y'all say now because the powers in the be is not protecting Puffy is the reason that these people are coming out and suing them. No, that ain't why. Because now once you pay out people, and that's why when he paid out that judgment, the next day I told him that was bad. Because when attorneys would take on cases and say, hey, this dude paying out this quick, he'll pay us $1 million right quick, or $300,000, whatever, if he wants stuff to go away. And you know, I'm sure those insurance companies that he has that mainly y'all don't know is the one that be paying those things out. I try to educate y'all on is usually your company insurance companies that pay them out and make the decisions when you have the business insurance or the businesses, you have the different type of insurance that make you pay out the things. Because by the time you have all of the different lawyers and stuff involved, it's just as quick to settle a case. So that's unfortunately is what's happening to Puffy. Everybody's gonna come out of the woodworks suing him. I'm not trying to say that he don't deserve any of these lawsuits. I don't believe about Meek Mills. I'm a Meek Mill fan. I don't know what happened. I noticed when he talked about it though, Meek Mills didn't deny it. Like I said, I don't want to believe that that is true, but I'm one of those like y'all, when don't say, you motherfucking crazy, I ain't never did no like that. Then it's usually some smoke with that fire. And so I'm not up here saying Meek Mills was involved in that thing. I'm not saying Usher. Yeah, you know. Or Justin Bieber and all of them. Puffy gonna turn out to be our modern day. Oh, y'all about to get mad. He gonna be our modern day Michael Jackson is what Puffy turning out to be, in my opinion. That's my opinion only. I know black folks get mad when we say Michael was doing that stuff, but I believe Michael like doing things with little boys as well. That was my opinion. Y'all asked me how I know. I know an alleged victim that was around us. He's a very, very good friend with Ray J today. But anyway, man, it's hard for me to say whether this stuff is true or not. I'm not gonna get up there and start debating it.
Back in March of last year, a certain audio clip surfaced that sent the entire internet into a frenzy. It quickly changed the tone of the conversation. A leaked audio recording allegedly captured a moment between Diddy and Meek Mill that quickly escalated into widespread speculation. The content of the clip didn't suggest anything platonic, and social media users immediately began dissecting every second, analyzing the voices, sharing timestamps, and breaking it down on podcasts like they were in a courtroom.
You know, what's this? The blender, the mixer. I forgot this mixer. The mixer. Can y'all hear me good? Can y'all hear while this is on there?
Somebody just asked a wild question. Go ahead.
Was Puffy really a fun boy? Listen, I never seen him in the act with another man alone. Now, he's that type of dude. He'll take his girl, his baby mama with you. And
real quick, man, before we really even get started into this, and it's because something I seen today. This girl, Tiffany Red, she said that she was filing a claim against Diddy, but my man, it touched me crazy, man, because the hurt that I seen in her voice, in her she crying, man, and she worrying about what this dude could do to her and what he has done to her, man, listen here. I want to let this young lady know, and I know this is not the place for it, brother, but please allow me to say this to her, man. You know what I'm saying? I started this battle long time ago. And the situation is that, bruh, we already won. This was some spiritual shit that Pop, the spirit of Pop, the spirit of Big, the spirit of Miss Jones, the spirit of Wolf, all the people that he has done wrong, you know, so Black, all the people that he has done wrong, bruh, is coming to light. We already won this shit spiritual. What we going through right now with these trials and everybody, you know, with this financial situation and everything like that, all that is superficial. That's the physical part of it. The spiritual part of it was won because Big, Pac, Wolf Mother, all the people that he did wrong, bruh, you understand? They already won the battle where we were supposed to win it at. So now we just going through the physical part of it, man. And I want that girl to know, man, that she ain't gotta fear no man. She ain't gotta fear him, nobody else, man. Whenever she needs, you understand? Whenever she needs somebody to travel, to go with her, to make sure she all right, you know, I'm a phone call away, man. I'm a phone call away. And you know, go ahead with your questioning, man. I just had to get that out, man, because that girl touched a lot of people, man, because all she wanted to do was write music, make music, and show her talent and her love to the people, man. And then she got to feel this way, be fearful and scared of her life and stuff like that. Ma, I ain't scared of no man. You understand? I ain't scared of no man. Nobody that got to put their pants on the same way I do. Not at all.
And for the people that don't know who Tiffany Red is, that's Cassie's best friend.
That's one of Cassie's friends. She was writing a lot of music, and she said that she was writing music for her friends to get raped to. Oh my God, man, come on, man. Start with your interview. I'm sorry about that, brother, man. That's just, it's crazy to me, man. Man, you know, leopard don't change his spots, and Diddy been doing this for a real long time, bro. He been doing this for a long time. And now another artist, this artist didn't wait 10 years. You know what I'm saying? He didn't wait 20 years. You understand? He waited a year or two after he stopped working with him and saw he didn't get what he was supposed to get. And he said, yo, listen here, man. I'm putting in my claims right now because I'm gonna show everybody what really happened, what really went down. It's crazy. When I was reading it, I read the whole thing. Shout out to Keisha in Kansas City. She sent me the whole documentation, bro, and you know, the whole court thing. And when I'm reading the stuff, you know, it sound a lot of it sound familiar. You understand? And what I mean sound familiar, how he would get other girls and get girls to try to, you know, convince this guy, you know, or put him in a sexual situation with other girls so he could do whatever he wanted to do with them. And it's just like the situation somewhat with Sarah and her girlfriend and him and Ja. You know what I'm saying? Bringing girls on to try to convince this other guy to be in a room with another naked man and all this other bullshit. Yo, it all sound familiar, man. I read the whole thing, man, and it was crazy.
And for the people that don't know what you're talking about, because the lawsuit is new, so, you know, some people still catching up with it. Little Rod, he alleges that, you know, Young Miami cousin tried to have sex with him in front of Diddy.
Yeah, he went into the bathroom, and then she came into the bathroom and tried to, you know, throw herself on him. He didn't want to have nothing to do with her for whatever reason. And then when he came out the bathroom, she continued to try to do that and try to have sex wanted him to have sex in front of Diddy and the rest of the people that was in there. You know, that's how they do, man. They try to use a girl that you might like, or you may think you might like, or they think you might like her or whatever, to convince you to lay down your guards with them. And he didn't.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And you're not surprised by none of this, because you said that Ja Rule, they did this to him, right?
No, remember, and people got it confused when I said that Ja and him was in the room with two girls. with Sarah and Sarah's girlfriend. You understand? He was trying to get Ja to go at Jay-Z. So what he did was try to get another girl, you understand, to do something with Ja. I guess, I don't know, they in the room together. So when they, in that thing, I know what he was planning on doing because I heard the conversation. I knew what was going on. He was trying to get at Ja, so if he had got Ja in any kind of uncompromising position, he could force Ja to go at Jay-Z. So that's just a thing that they use. Lil Rod, he get him in a sexual position and a sexual situation with some kind of girl, and then maybe get him high, get him drunk, or whatever like that. He don't know what he doing. One of the guys step in, and now he doing Lil Rod. Now Lil Rod all messed up in the mind because he started off with a girl, but now he end up with a guy. He trying to put him in some kind of situation like that. They do that all the time in the industry.
So Diddy got a history of doing that. One thing I did see in this lawsuit, Lil Rod, he alleges that, Diddy's son Justin was helping Diddy, get underage girls.
Your girlfriend and your man's in them, and they'll go out and they do all kind of freaky stuff with each other together. You know what I'm saying? The only fun boy thing that I ever seen them do, we was in one of those, Meek Mill responded swiftly, claiming the clip was artificial intelligence generated. He called it a deep fake and described it as part of a highly coordinated smear campaign. In a series of posts, he suggested he was being targeted for having a powerful voice and blamed the situation on bots, digital warfare, and coordinated attacks. He tried to frame the situation as an elite takedown, but many online weren't convinced. Long before the audio surfaced, speculation about Meek Mill's unusually close connection to Diddy had been circulating. These weren't just industry-related connections. There were reports of hugs, private gifts, frequent travel together, and what appeared to be an overly familiar dynamic between the two. The signs had already raised eyebrows, so when the audio dropped, it didn't come as a surprise for many. It confirmed long-standing rumors. The real shock came next, when Jaguar Wright entered the discussion and leveled a bold accusation. She pointed directly at Nicki Minaj, claiming she was the one who recorded the infamous audio during an exclusive party at a Calabasas estate known for its wild atmosphere and off-the-record behavior. Wright alleged that Nicki had held on to the recording for years, waiting for the moment it would cause maximum impact with this new claim. The narrative began to shift dramatically. The source of the leak and the reason behind it became just as important as the tape itself. Her exact words suggested she had been waiting to drop that audio on Meek Mill. Let that sink in. If the claim holds weight, then Nicki Minaj had allegedly been holding on to that explosive recording since their breakup, strategically waiting for the perfect moment to publicly undermine him. And now, with everything surrounding Diddy unraveling fast, the timing doesn't seem random. Jaguar Wright also claimed that initially, Nicki didn't plan on exposing Diddy at all, just Meek. But with Diddy's public image and empire collapsing, there was no reason left to keep his name protected. Suddenly, the recording surfaced. Meek appeared to scramble in response, and Nicki reportedly remained silent, calm, collected, engaging online, like nothing had changed. While some observers dismissed Jaguar's statements as sensational, the narrative shifted dramatically when an old interview clip of Nicki re-emerged. In a quiet podcast moment, she made a comment that hadn't raised red flags back then. She mentioned that Meek likes controversy and seemed comfortable being involved in messy situations at the time. It came across as a light jab, exotic shops. Yo, I'ma turn this out 'cause this was funny. We was in Atlanta. We go to those exotic shops where you get all kind of they buy oils, dildos, spooky, yeah. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff. So they would just give him a brown paper. And they wouldn't. Even he couldn't. He never put his stuff out on the counter. When we get ready to take it out, he would always just give a man a wad of money. So they just thought it cool. So they give him a brown bag. He'll go through there. So one day I was walking down the aisle with him, and so then he just stopped and he just started picking this stuff up off the aisle. Maybe just a passing comment, but now that soundbite is circulating widely, and its meaning feels different. Some viewers believe it was a carefully crafted hint, a calculated move, meant to foreshadow what was coming. That one sentence now feels like a setup for everything that followed. The conversation quickly escalated online. Users began suggesting that Nicki had strategically planted the idea long ago, that she recorded the audio during the alleged Calabasas party and was now using it as leverage. They argued that she reminded everyone of Meek's alleged tendency to feed off drama, preparing the public for a future reveal. And now that it's here, it doesn't feel accidental. With growing speculation and Nicki's silence only adding fuel, one comment summed it up. Nicki's playing chess, Meek's playing Connect 4. The narrative was shifting fast, and the internet was connecting dots at lightning speed. And truthfully, the internet might not be wrong. With lawsuits escalating and Meek Mill's narrative shifting week to week, Nicki Minaj is beginning to appear as the one figure who saw everything coming long before it happened. When the Nicki leaked it theory started gaining traction, Meek's response was immediate and telling. He didn't stay calm, he visibly panicked. Shortly after the audio clip went viral, Meek took to social media claiming his reputation was under coordinated attack. But it wasn't just frustration. He announced he was offering $100,000 for a full-scale investigation to uncover who was behind what he described as a smear campaign. He mentioned Calabasas directly, implying that these narratives were coming from inside the circle. He demanded names, answers, and accountability. But to many observers, the move raised more questions than it answered. Critics pointed out that offering that much money to prove innocence can look suspicious, especially when tied to allegations this serious. Instead of putting rumors to rest, it triggered even more doubt and speculation. Some commenters remarked that if Meek truly had nothing to hide, there wouldn't be a need for a six-figure reward. The gesture came across more as damage control than a genuine effort for truth, and that impression only deepened when fans uncovered something even more curious. Meek had quietly deleted older tweets where he once defended Diddy. Those deleted tweets painted a different picture. In them, Meek publicly supported Diddy, praising him and even calling out people who were speaking negatively about him. Yet now Meek appeared to be creating distance, changing his stance and rewriting his association with someone now under major legal scrutiny. This flip-flop in public messaging only fueled more online speculation. Was Meek trying to protect himself ahead of more leaks, or was this a strategic retreat? As the courtroom spotlight grew hotter, either way, the internet took notice and questions continued piling up, faster than answers were coming in.
Now, suddenly narrative shifts. Meek Mill is deleting past statements and suddenly playing internet detective. It's raising serious questions. Why now? Why try to scrub the timeline clean?
Then came the lawsuit filed by Lil Rod, a document packed with allegations that left the entertainment industry stunned. Within those pages, one line stood out and froze social media in its tracks. It described a Philadelphia rapper who previously dated Nicki Minaj, allegedly engaging in undisclosed favors with Sean Diddy Combs. In return for upward movement in the music business with few fitting that description, the speculation intensified fast. That line alone lit up the blogosphere and reignited scrutiny around every past interaction between Meek and Diddy. Now rewind to the 2014 birthday party at the Parisian Palace in Las Vegas. On the surface, it looked like another celebrity bash, but what unfolded behind closed doors turned the narrative much darker. This wasn't a typical bottle-popping event. According to multiple sources and reports, Diddy threw a lavish celebration for Meek Mill that night. But the aftermath painted a far different picture. After the party ended, the mansion's property manager, Jason Haight, reportedly discovered an appalling scene. Broken glass, powder residue, blood-stained linens, and discarded condoms scattered throughout the estate. It didn't look like a party, it looked like a disaster zone. No one ever expected to become public knowledge. The conditions described in those reports shocked the public. They suggested something far more chaotic than a standard night of celebration. What once sounded like internet exaggeration was now being backed by documented witness accounts and legal claims. Even more jarring were the names reportedly tied to that night, both Meek and Diddy. And despite all of that, Meek still went online afterwards and publicly defended Diddy. He tweeted support, doubled down on loyalty, and framed the backlash as unwarranted. But in light of everything that's emerged since, that defense is now being re-examined under a very different lens. Was it loyalty? Was it fear? Or was it an attempt to stay in the good graces of someone with undeniable power at the time? The questions continue to grow. And with a federal trial in motion, many believe the answers are coming sooner than expected. He tweeted his support, wishing Diddy innocence and standing behind him, while the internet demanded accountability. But not long after fans started calling it out, that same tweet quietly disappeared, deleted, gone, without explanation. It was the kind of move that made people pause and ask serious questions. Why issue public support, then erase the evidence? Unless the aim was damage control, before things got worse. That tweet's vanishing act didn't go unnoticed. It signaled something bigger to many. It wasn't just a deleted message. It looked like an attempt to sweep the timeline clean before prosecutors or the public could use it as a receipt. Suddenly, a post of solidarity turned into a symbol of retreat, and just when things seemed to be settling, the internet brought back a moment that refuses to be forgotten: the infamous Daddy clip. In that viral footage, Diddy turns to Meek with a smile and says, "You deserve it, Daddy. I love you." It wasn't just what he said, but how he said it. The tone was soft, personal, and unmistakably intimate. While some might write it off as a generational quirk or a harmless inside joke, the vibe told a different story. The interaction felt uncomfortable for many viewers, especially in the broader context of everything happening now. This wasn't an isolated moment either. Diddy has displayed similar behavior in public before. That includes the infamous Drink Champs episode, where he kept calling grown men daddy while reminiscing about private parties and late-night escapades. Even the podcast hosts were caught off guard, laughing nervously as the atmosphere grew more awkward. Put that alongside the reported birthday party footage, the deleted tweets, the leaked audio, and the sudden narrative reversal, and it all starts to feel more calculated than coincidental. What once seemed like a handful of strange moments now looks like a timeline filled with red flags. People aren't just reacting to clips anymore, they're connecting dots, reevaluating past interactions, and asking tougher questions about the dynamic between Meek and Diddy. What was the real story behind their relationship? How deep did the connection go? And was there more happening behind closed doors than anyone admitted? The silence now feels strategic, and every resurfaced moment adds weight to growing suspicions. Some speculate that Nicki Minaj may be holding on, determined to something far more damaging evidence that could erase the victim narrative entirely, destroy Meek Mill's credibility, and dismantle his claim of coercion. Right now, Meek appears trapped in a cycle of denial, evasion, and visible desperation. The leaked audio marked the first major crack. The lawsuits deepened those cracks, while the Vegas party and resurfaced footage widened them into full-scale fractures. With mounting pressure, Meek Mill's story has shifted dramatically. Once a proud affiliate defending his connections, he's now positioning himself as a manipulated artist allegedly exploited by a powerful industry figure. But regardless of whether that framing holds truth or serves as strategic damage control, the surrounding evidence keeps growing, and it's not in his favor. All of this unfolds while Nicki Minaj has remained publicly silent. No tweets, no statements, no denials, and yet that silence has echoed louder than any headline. Whether she's holding a definitive piece of evidence or simply watching Meek's contradictions pile up is unclear. But what is clear, if she ever does decide to break that silence, it likely won't be in his defense. It will be to bring closure, to end the story, not rewrite it. So now the question remains: is this silence part of a calculated move, or is Meek's downfall entirely self-inflicted? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you thought this unraveling was intense, just wait. What's coming next makes this look like the warm-up act. Tap the like button, hit subscribe, and stay locked in for the next explosive story, because it's coming fast.
لو تريد نسخة بدون أي كلمات ختامية مثل drop your thoughts أو tap like، فقط أخبرني أعدل لك عليها.